Hello, this is Brother Ron. Today's letter comes to us from Bob White, who writes, Dear Brother Ron, I believe that the body of believers is not much better today than they were in Paul's day. We have corruption in the body of believers. We have people who use church as their social hour and don't take sermons to heart. We have people who are so-called Christians, and they are treating people worse than some atheists do. Some atheists have better morals than some Christians. Some Christians don't understand that grace is given freely, but it is all the more reason to celebrate the grace of God. They take His grace and sacrifice for granted. Do you see what I see, or am I alone in this battle? You may think that I am being judgmental, but God is the only judge. I do not judge. There is a difference between judging and condoning. I am not condoning behavior that weakens the church, so I may be judging their behavior, but not judging them. Judging a person and behavior are very different things. This society has become so politically correct, and people have disregarded morals for the feelings of others, along with taking "judge not lest ye be judged" out of context. Well, we can't control their feelings, so we might as well tell our opinions, right? Who is going to step up for reform? Well, dear Robert, in the first place, you are not alone. I moderate a forum of over 3,000 ministers and hear the same comments from them repeatedly. So, from these comments, I would also conclude that this is not a new problem by any means. If you read what Jesus had to say about the Pharisees in Matthew 23, you would agree that this problem has been going on for thousands of years, and chances are it's not going to stop anytime soon. Now, I refer to the people you are talking about as Chinos. That means Christians in name only. There's a lot of discussion within the Christian community, and probably within other faiths as well, as to who is a real believer and who isn't. Personally, I tend to use the duck method of evaluation. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, swims like a duck, flies like a duck, quacks like a duck, and hangs around with other ducks, it's probably a duck. The same is true for those who claim to follow a certain faith. Now, although the Bible tells us that we cannot work our way into heaven, we're told to conduct ourselves as living examples of our faith. If our behavior exemplifies our belief, then others will accept the validity of that belief and be encouraged to adopt it for themselves. If our actions do not match our professions of faith, then those professions of faith are just so much hot air. Now, you ask who is going to step up for reform? The answer is you are. You can't control what others do. The only way to combat this hypocrisy is for you to live and minister as Jesus told us to do. I realize that the struggle will be long and hard. You may be criticized by the hypocrites for being a do-gooder. But along the way, some will get the message. Don't worry about the ones who don't. Our Father doesn't expect you to save everybody. But you will get your share, and that's all He expects from you. Thank you for joining us.